Good evening, everyone. When I look back at my journey, building Apple, getting fired, coming back, and then creating something that changed the world, I realized something. Success isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not even talent. It's about having a vision, staying relentless, and executing with precision. Most people have dreams. Few achieve them. Why? Because they lack the strategies to turn those dreams into reality. Today I want to talk about exactly that, how you can take an idea, a goal, or a dream and transform it into something real, something impactful. It's not about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about focus, innovation, and perseverance. And most importantly, it's about never settling. So let's dive in, let's talk about the strategies that will help you achieve your goals, not someday, not eventually, but starting right now. Clarity and vision are the foundation of any great achievement. Every breakthrough, every innovation, and every success story begins with someone who had a clear idea of what they wanted to accomplish. Without a well-defined vision, it's easy to get lost in distractions, doubts, and external pressures. Many people set goals, but very few take the time to truly understand why they are pursuing them and how they align with their purpose. Vision is not just about setting a target, it's about creating a compelling picture of the future that pulls you forward even when challenges arise. When Steve Jobs envisioned Apple, he didn't just want to build computers, he wanted to change the way people interacted with technology. His vision wasn't about incremental progress, it was about revolutionizing entire industries. That's the kind of clarity that creates unstoppable momentum. When you have a well-defined vision, you don't just work towards a goal, you are driven by a deep sense of purpose that makes obstacles seem insignificant. Without clarity, people often find themselves pursuing goals that aren't truly theirs, leading to frustration and lack of motivation. That's why the first step to achieving any goal is to gain absolute clarity on what you want and why it matters. One of the biggest mistakes people make is setting vague goals. Saying, I want to be successful, or I want to be rich, means nothing without specifics. What does success look like for you? How do you define wealth? Is it financial freedom, the ability to travel the world, or having the time to work on projects you love? The clearer you are about your vision, the easier it becomes to take actionable steps toward it. When Jobs and his team worked on the first Macintosh, they weren't just building a computer. They were building something that would be simple, elegant, and user-friendly. That clarity guided every decision they made, from the design to the user interface. To achieve clarity, you need to ask yourself powerful questions. What do you truly want? Why does it matter? What impact do you want to create? Without answering these questions, you risk setting goals based on societal expectations rather than your own desires. Many people chase careers, relationships, or lifestyles that don't align with their inner values, only to find themselves unfulfilled. True clarity comes from within. It requires deep introspection and the courage to be honest about what excites you, what drives you, and what you are willing to sacrifice to achieve it. Once you have a clear vision, it acts as a filter for your decisions. Every opportunity, challenge, and distraction can be evaluated based on whether it moves you closer to or further away from your goal. This eliminates unnecessary detours and wasted time. Without clarity, people jump from one idea to another, constantly shifting their focus without making real progress. This is why having a strong, well-defined vision is crucial. It keeps you anchored even when external circumstances change. One of the key aspects of clarity is the ability to visualize your success. The world's greatest achievers don't just set goals. They see themselves achieving them before it happens. Athletes use visualization techniques to imagine themselves winning. Entrepreneurs envision their companies thriving. And artists picture their masterpieces before they even start creating. Steve Jobs was known for his ability to see the future before anyone else. He didn't wait for the market to tell him what was possible. He created products that people didn't even know they needed. That level of clarity allowed him to take bold risks with absolute confidence. Another important factor in developing clarity is eliminating noise. The modern world is filled with distractions, social media, endless opinions, and external pressures that can cloud your judgment. To truly achieve clarity, you need to disconnect from the noise and focus on what truly matters to you. This means taking time to reflect, to think deeply about your goals, and to eliminate anything that doesn't align with your vision. Many successful people schedule time for deep thinking, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply taking walks to clear their minds. When you have clarity, your actions become intentional. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. Every great innovator, leader, and creator has had a clear vision that guided them. They weren't waiting for the right opportunity, they created it. Clarity gives you the confidence to move forward even when you don't have all the answers. It allows you to say no to distractions, to focus on what truly matters, and to persist through challenges with unwavering determination. Without clarity, even the most talented individuals struggle to make an impact. They waste years chasing goals that don't fulfill them, only to realize later that they were on the wrong path. Clarity saves you from this fate. It allows you to be proactive instead of reactive. Instead of letting circumstances dictate your direction, you take control and shape your own future. This is the difference between those who drift through life and those who make things happen. A strong vision also inspires others. When you have absolute clarity, people naturally gravitate toward you. They see your conviction, your passion, and your certainty. This is why great leaders are able to rally teams, attract the right opportunities, and build movements. People don't follow vague ideas, they follow clear, compelling visions. Steve Jobs' ability to communicate his vision with clarity was one of his greatest strengths. He didn't just sell products, he sold a dream, a lifestyle, a revolution. His clarity inspired an entire generation of innovators and creators. Clarity is not something you find overnight. It requires deep thinking, experimentation, and sometimes failure. Many people gain clarity only after experiencing setbacks that force them to reevaluate their direction. The key is to keep refining your vision as you learn and grow. The more you understand yourself, your strengths, and your passions, the clearer your vision becomes. It's a process of continuous refinement, and those who embrace it are the ones who ultimately achieve extraordinary success. Your vision must be strong enough to sustain you through difficult times. Challenges, failures, and doubts will always arise, but if your vision is clear, you will push through. When Jobs was fired from Apple, he didn't give up. He used that time to build Next and Pixar, both of which played crucial roles in his eventual return to Apple. His vision never wavered, even when external circumstances seemed to suggest otherwise. This level of clarity is what separates those who give up from those who keep going until they achieve greatness. One way to strengthen your clarity is by surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the environments you immerse yourself in, all of these shape your mindset. If you surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and distractions, your vision will become clouded. But if you surround yourself with inspiration, knowledge, and high achievers, your clarity will sharpen. This is why successful people are intentional about their networks and environments. They understand that clarity is not just about internal thinking, it's also about external influences. Having a clear vision also helps you make difficult decisions. When faced with multiple options, you can simply ask yourself, which choice aligns with my vision? This makes decision-making faster, more efficient, and more effective. Without clarity, people often hesitate, second-guess themselves, and end up stuck in indecision. Clarity removes doubt because you know exactly where you're headed. One of the most powerful aspects of clarity is that it creates momentum. When you are clear about your goals, every step you take reinforces your confidence. Small wins build upon each other, creating a cycle of motivation and progress. This is why the most successful people seem unstoppable. They are constantly moving forward because their vision drives them. Taking action is where most people fail. They have ideas, they have dreams, and they even have plans, but they never execute. The world is filled with people who talk about what they want to do, but very few actually take the steps to make it happen. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple: execution. It's not about having the best idea, it's about taking action consistently and relentlessly. The greatest strategies in the world mean nothing if they are not put into motion. Execution is about discipline, focus, and a willingness to do the work even when it's difficult, inconvenient, or uncomfortable. Many people spend too much time planning and not enough time doing. They overanalyze, overthink, and wait for the perfect moment, which never comes. Perfectionism is one of the biggest enemies of execution. Steve Jobs didn't wait until he had all the answers before launching Apple. He started in a garage with a vision and took action every single day to bring that vision to life. The best entrepreneurs, artists, and athletes understand that progress is made through consistent execution, not through endless planning. The faster you take action, the faster you learn what works and what doesn't, and the faster you can adapt and improve. Bold action is what separates leaders from followers. People who achieve extraordinary results are willing to take risks that others avoid. They don't wait for guarantees, they don't ask for permission, and they don't let fear stop them. Most people hesitate because they are afraid of failure, rejection, or criticism. But in reality, failure is just feedback. Every great innovator, from Thomas Edison to Elon Musk, has faced countless failures before achieving success. The key is to act fast, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward. Those who wait for everything to be perfect before taking action never achieve anything significant. Speed matters. The faster you execute, the more you can refine and improve. In a world that moves rapidly, waiting too long to act can mean losing opportunities. Apple was able to dominate the tech industry because it moved fast. Jobs and his team didn't spend years perfecting an idea before launching it. They built, tested, and iterated. They launched the iPhone knowing it wasn't perfect, but they improved it with every new version. Many people hesitate because they fear imperfection. But the truth is, execution beats perfection every time. Relentless execution requires focus. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what matters. The most successful people know how to cut through the noise and focus on what will move them forward. Steve Jobs was known for his ability to eliminate distractions. He believed in simplicity, not just in design, but in decision-making. He would cut projects, say no to opportunities, and remove anything that didn't align with Apple's vision. This level of focus is what allowed Apple to create groundbreaking products. Without focus, energy is wasted on things that don't matter. Execution is not just about working hard, it's about working smart. Many people believe that success comes from grinding endlessly, but the truth is efficiency matters just as much as effort. The most productive people find ways to optimize their actions. They prioritize tasks that have the highest impact and delegate or eliminate the rest. Steve Jobs wasn't just a hard worker, he was a smart worker. He knew how to direct his energy toward the things that would create the biggest results. Momentum is created through consistent action. The hardest part of execution is getting started, but once momentum is built, everything becomes easier. The first step is always the most difficult because it requires overcoming inertia. Many people struggle to execute because they lack the habit of taking action. They spend too much time thinking about what they need to do instead of just doing it. But the more you execute, the easier it gets. Small wins create motivation, and motivation fuels more action. One of the biggest challenges with execution is dealing with obstacles. No matter how well you plan, things will go wrong. Unexpected problems will arise and setbacks will happen. Those who succeed are not the ones who avoid obstacles, but the ones who push through them. Steve Jobs faced countless challenges throughout his career, from being fired from his own company to dealing with product failures. But he never stopped executing. He kept moving forward, adjusting his approach and finding new ways to win. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are tests of determination. Great execution requires resilience. The ability to keep going even when results are not immediate is what sets high achievers apart. Many people give up too soon because they don't see instant success. But execution is a long-term game. The biggest successes often come after years of consistent effort. Those who achieve the most are the ones who are willing to stay committed long after others have quit. The ability to persist through difficulties and continue taking action is what leads to breakthroughs. The power of execution is in its compounding effect. Small actions taken consistently over time lead to massive results. Most people underestimate what they can achieve with consistent execution. They look for shortcuts, quick wins, and overnight success. But the reality is that big achievements come from relentless daily effort. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple overnight. It was years of execution, refining, and improving that made it what it is today. Those who are willing to put in the work day after day are the ones who eventually reach their goals. Failure is inevitable. No matter how talented, intelligent, or prepared you are, setbacks will happen. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to failure. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward despite obstacles, while adaptability is the ability to adjust and refine your approach based on new information. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who know how to recover quickly, learn from mistakes, and continue pushing forward with even greater determination. Steve Jobs understood this better than most. He was fired from Apple, the very company he co-founded, yet instead of giving up, he used that time to build Next and Pixar, both of which became highly successful. When he eventually returned to Apple, he transformed it into one of the most valuable companies in history. His story is a perfect example of how resilience and adaptability are essential for achieving long-term success. He could have let failure define him, but instead, he used it as fuel to come back stronger. People often see failure as a sign that they are not good enough, but in reality, failure is just part of the process. The most innovative minds in history have faced countless failures before achieving breakthroughs. Thomas Edison famously said that he didn't fail 1,000,000 times while inventing the light bulb. He simply found 1,000,000 ways that didn't work. This mindset is what separates high achievers from everyone else. They don't view failure as a personal flaw. They see it as feedback. Every setback provides valuable information that can be used to make improvements. Adaptability is just as important as resilience. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to adapt are left behind. Many companies that were once industry leaders no longer exist because they failed to evolve. Blockbuster ignored the rise of digital streaming while Netflix embraced it. Kodak resisted digital photography while other companies adapted and thrived. The ability to recognize when a new approach is needed and the willingness to change direction can determine whether you succeed or fail in the long run. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with resilience and adaptability is fear. They fear change, they fear uncertainty, and most of all, they fear failing. But the most successful people understand that fear is just an illusion. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on. Every time you push through discomfort, you become stronger. Every time you step into uncertainty, you build confidence in your ability to handle challenges. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you develop by repeatedly overcoming difficulties. To build resilience, you must learn to detach your emotions from failure. Many people take failure personally, seeing it as a reflection of their worth or abilities. This mindset is destructive because it leads to self-doubt and hesitation. Instead, failure should be viewed as an experiment. If one approach doesn't work, try another. The most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and artists don't dwell on their failures. They immediately look for ways to improve and try again. This relentless approach to problem solving is what leads to breakthroughs. Another key aspect of resilience is patience. In a world that glorifies instant success, many people become discouraged when they don't see immediate results. But true success is built over time. Many of the greatest achievements in history required years, even decades of persistence. When Steve Jobs returned to Apple, it took several years before the company regained its dominance. If he had expected instant results and given up too soon, Apple might not exist today. Resilience means staying committed to your vision even when progress is slow. Adaptability requires an open mind. Many people struggle with change because they are too attached to their original ideas. They resist new information, reject criticism, and refuse to pivot when needed. But the most successful individuals and companies are always willing to reassess their strategies. They embrace feedback, analyze what is working and what isn't, and make necessary adjustments. This ability to evolve is what keeps them ahead of the competition. One of the most powerful ways to develop adaptability is through continuous learning. The world is always evolving, and those who stop learning quickly become irrelevant. The most successful people are lifelong learners. They read, take courses, seek mentorship, and stay curious. Steve Jobs was known for his fascination with various subjects, from calligraphy to music, and he integrated that knowledge into his work. This broad perspective allowed him to see connections that others missed, leading to groundbreaking innovations. Resilience and adaptability also require self-awareness. You have to be honest with yourself about what is working and what isn't. Many people ignore warning signs because they don't want to face reality, but denial only leads to bigger problems down the road. Self-awareness allows you to recognize when a change is needed and gives you the courage to make the necessary adjustments. It also helps you understand your own strengths and weaknesses, allowing you to play to your strengths while improving in areas where you need growth.